What's up, guys? Today we are just going to be playing some MTG Arena in Historic Brawl, and we are going to be playing a very fun Historic Brawl deck focused around NIXILIS Captive Kingpin. This is a commander from the brand new Aftermath set, and it's a lot of fun. I actually did a video covering every commander from the set previously, so you guys should check that out, but this video is specifically about NIXILIS in Historic Brawl. What's interesting about the deck is the deck wants to be able to deal exactly 1 damage, and when it does, NIXILIS gets a counter and you get to basically impulse draw. So the deck is full of a lot of ways to do that. A lot of it is through sacrifice or cards that just specifically deal 1 damage, and it's a lot of fun. You can find the deck list in the description down below, but let's just jump right into this. Alrighty, let's see. They are playing Narset, which is another one of the Aftermath commanders, and I would argue it's one of the more powerful Aftermath commanders. This hand does not feel great. This hand feels a little bit better. It's a little slow, but assuming we get our 4th land, it'll be fine. We don't really need to do anything on 1. Yes, we have the 1 drop, but Vicious Rumors is a better card once NIXILIS is out, so we'll probably wait to cast it till then. Narset is also going to be a removal heavy deck, so I think Swiftfoot Boots is going to be a saving grace here, and I think I want to wait until I can both play NIXILIS and equip it at the same time. I'm a little worried about counter spells in blue. By the time we're able to cast our commander, they're going to be able to counter it. But I'm hoping since we both have 4-drop commanders, we can just both take a turn to cast our commanders. But I don't know. I am going to wait here. I'm going to hope next turn they get a land, they play their commander. I draw a land on my turn, play up my commander, and equip it. And we'll be in a pretty good position. If they don't draw a land, I think this might just turn into a stalling game where we wait for them to tap out. Just because the difference between 4 and 6 mana is insane, especially when we could just get up to 5 mana and hopefully protect our board. They do not choose to shock that in, which is a red flag to me that they're probably holding up like a counter spell, knowing that I'm probably going to play my commander. But I don't know. That was really weird. I guess the other possibility is they think I'm going to kill their stuff. Which is true. I have 2 removal spells in hand, or 3 actually, just 2 instant speed removal spells. So they decide to consider maybe going for another land, dropping commander. I don't know. This is very strange. If I draw a land on my turn, I think I'm going to play Goldspan Dragon because I don't really care if that gets countered. If it gets killed, I still get the treasure out of it. Okay, perfect. What that also does is it taps me out. So if we are just in the stalling game where they're waiting for me to tap out, then we can just kind of end that here because I will be tapped out. Well, kind of. We have 2 mana floating, or 2 mana in the treasure. Yeah. They're probably, if they didn't counter that or kill it, they're probably just waiting on more lands. Yeah. All right. So we win the first game by them conceding. Let's move on to another game where hopefully we can actually beat our opponent. Alrighty, in this game we are going up against Etali, which is another one of the more popular commanders it seems like recently. This hand seems amazing, actually. Judith, Ophiomancer, and Woestrider are really good together. And then what's really interesting is that Roiling Vortex is an insane card. Because Etali is all about casting things for free when it enters the battlefield. And this thing is going to deal 5 damage for each spell that was cast without paying its mana cost. So, yeah. And it's one of those things like the card has so much text on it and you kind of just assume it's in the deck to deal 1 damage. And then you accidentally cast something for free and then it deals 5 damage, which has happened to me. I've had a couple different versions of this deck. One of them had a battle in it, and I like flipped the battle while Roiling Vortex was on the field, and I dealt 5 damage to me, which I kind of forgot about. But yeah, order here I don't think really matters. I think we play Judith. Next turn play NIXILIS, turn after Ophiomancer, and then turn after that Woestrider, and then we have this very, very powerful cycle where every upkeep we're making a 1/1 snake, sacrificing it to Woestrider, which then does a damage with Judith, which puts a counter on NIXILIS. I think it's a little bit of like Magical Christmas Land. I don't know if we're actually going to get there because Historic Brawl is typically pretty interaction heavy. Right, they're at, 5 lands, and it's going to cost 6 for their commander. I'm going to swing with Judith. If they block, I think they're kind of dumb, but I don't know what's in their hand. If they block, there's pretty much no way that they cast their commander next turn. Okay. And like, yes, we're losing Judith, so we do lose that 3-piece combo, but we're still getting to put the counter on NIXILIS. We're not really going to get the card. We're still dealing a damage. Get another counter, get to draw another card. This is going a lot better. Hoarding Broodlord is a very interesting card. Obviously, we're not going to be able to cast it. But yeah. Let's see. Fable the Mirror Breaker doesn't really do anything to help them here. I'm really waiting for them to cast Etali. I would, when I think about it, I think they're not going to realize that Roiling Vortex is a thing. So I kind of just need to get them down to 10 life, or at least as close to that as possible. I think here we play a Theomancer and then do that into Croxa. The nice thing about the 1/1 snakes is that if, they're really great blockers, and then if we do get, Wostrider down, we can keep sacrificing them to at least scry. Like, we're not dealing the damage, but we are scrying. We also get to swing in for 6 in the air, make the snake, do the 1 damage, get the counter, draw another card, essentially. It's actually a pretty nice little thing we got going on here. We're getting lots of creatures, lots of damage. Roiling Vortex is one of the best cards in the deck because it is just so consistent. And now they're at 11 life, which means if they do decide to cast some spells, that they are likely to take 10 damage and go down to 1, and then I would expect them to concede probably. So let's see if they do it. They do cast Etali. They could decline to cast the spells, but let's see if they do. Nope, they decide to cast at least one of them, and then they choose to cast the other one. They take 10 damage, going down to 1, and I think that's pretty much game. They lose at their next upkeep. Yep. Alrighty, that went really well as well. I just think Roiling Vortex is just like such a good card. It blocks life gain, does damage. It's crazy. Alrighty, now we have Samut, another one of the commanders from Aftermath. It's one I haven't seen in Historic Brawl, so I'm really interested to see what cards are going to be in here. This hand feels a little weird. We do have ways of dealing 1 damage, but I really like Lelia, the Blade Reforged. And then Chandra can be really deadly because her +1 puts emblems that each individually deal 1 damage, and there's no way to interact with that. Prosper is going to make us treasures and exile more cards, so this is going to be kind of interesting. Swiftfoot Boots is a great thing to pull here. I think we do prioritize that over the other 2-drop we could do. Yeah. And then next turn we play the land. If we don't draw anything else, we just play Lelia. We're really trying to get up to Chandra. Yeah. We only have the 2 non-creatures. I guess I could have saved the Swiftfoot Boots to have the 1 damage ping, but I don't think it's worth it. I think the Hexproof is really nice. We do have Eat to Extinction, so that does make us have a little bit more in terms of non-creatures, because that's what that the card does, is it says whenever you cast a non-creature, you deal a damage to each opponent, which is a little weird in the deck because there are a lot of creatures, but it's just occasional 1 damage, and it seems worth it. But this deck is still very much being fine-tuned. Again, you can find the deck list in the description down below. I've had some pretty good luck with it. They do decide to kill Lelia, which is kind of weird, but that's fine. That does kind of concern me. If they're willing to kill that, they probably have another removal spell in hand, so I may want to wait till I hit 5 lands for NIXILIS, but yeah, we can swing in this turn. I don't imagine they'll block. It's only 1 damage, but I guess that's the whole point of the deck. 1 damage is very important. So, yeah. Okay. They're going to play their commander, swing in with haste, get to draw a card. They're actually going to play 2 hasty creatures, get to draw 2 cards. Maybe I should have left the 1/3 up. I mean, they still would have swung with both. They would have drawn 1 card. It's not a huge deal. They get to play the land there. I think we play this, play NIXILIS, move the Swiftfoot Boots over to NIXILIS, and then I think we probably don't attack. I think as much as it's gonna, hurt a little bit, this deck is very much built to like drain the opponent. We don't necessarily have to go to combat, and that means we can we can leave our creatures normally to block, but that's a huge hasty creature. So they are going to get to draw the card off of it. I think we're going to Eat to Extinction it next turn. Let's do Vicious Rumors first in case we draw another removal spell. We'll get to draw 2 cards with NIXILIS, put 2 counters on it. We get a land. And then, let's see. I feel like this card confuses people. You just discard a card. But one thing to say, if you do decide to pick up this deck, make sure you do all of your effects that deal damage before you play your land for turn. Because like here, I'll be able to play the Den of the Den Bearer. Here we get Baleful Mastery. I think we do it without the extra cost. I'm going to hate it if we exile something that's cheap, because if we would have paid the other cost, they would have drawn a card, yes, but we could have played Ragavan. I actually don't know how useful Ragavan is in this case, because he's not really going to ever get to swing. Yeah, I don't know how useful that is. So I'm not too worried about that being exiled. That's the other thing. There will be a lot of times that you exile cards with this deck, and then, ooh, Urabrask. That's actually, so we have Prosper, and so their Urabrask could actually be kind of helpful to us, because yes, you know, we're gonna have to play cards the turn they come in, but we're getting close to top decking anyway, and the deck is kind of built around casting spells from exile, so that's actually very interesting. See, we get Mountain. Yeah, I should have waited to cast that, but whatever, or play that. In case we drew a better land here. We didn't. We drew Lolith, which I'm not too worried about. We're going to board wipe this. We are going to lose our guy, but, you know, that's way worse for them than it is for us. They get to keep Urabrask. I get to keep Ob-Nixilis. Ob-Nixilis I would swing, but again, I am a little worried about hasty creatures. They do get Lightning Bolt, which is really unfortunate because that's definitely going directly at Chandra to take out Chandra, which is not my favorite, but there's not much you can do about it. I would have loved to get that +1 because then we would have had the guaranteed 1 damage every turn, and that would have been something that basically just said draw an extra card each turn as long as Ob-Nixilis is out. And I really don't see in green and red how they're planning on getting rid of Ob-Nixilis unless, I guess, they blow up Swiftfoot Boots first. And even then, he's like a huge creature. So we get Woestrider. I am definitely going to put that down. We get the goat. We get blockers. That's honestly the big important thing here. Haste is scary because they could put down 2 blockers or 2 attackers or something and just utterly blow you out of the water. And so having as many blockers as possible is a good thing. They do blow it up, unfortunately, and it can't sacrifice itself. I just want this to go a little faster. I'm going to put down Prosper as it does have Death Touch, and I think that will discourage attacks. I do actually feel comfortable enough to swing at this point. I don't really see them being able to do 16 damage with, you know, 1 creature. Or I guess it could be up to 3 creatures, but like I just don't see. Oh, that might be lethal. No, so wait, that's going to be... How big are these things going to get? So 6. That's what? 13 plus 6. That's 19. They all have trample. I have 5 total toughness. So I think I can survive this. Let's kill the 7/7 with trample, because that trample is going to be extra annoying after this turn. So if we can just get rid of it now, the other things we can chump block if we really need to. So, ooh. Yeah, we're going to cast this. Let's just get rid of their stuff. We are on like high alert mode. They are a haste deck. We could very easily be dead here. They could play their commander plus a hasty creature and we are dead. So we just kind of have to hope that they don't have that. So they're going to get rid of that. We get to go get a land. Huh. Should they kill Ob-Nixilis and then swing? They Chaos Warp Ob-Nixilis. But they don't have enough to cast their commander, right? Okay. That was really scary. I think we play Ob-Nixilis, and then what's nice is we have enough to leave Eat to Extinction up. So they would have to get out 3 creatures, which only having 1 card in hand plus commander is probably not going to happen. Gingerbrute, while being a 1-drop, is very, very, very scary because it is an unblockable 1/1. So I do think we are going to Eat to Extinction it. I don't think they swing with both. I think they just swing with Gingerbrute. So yeah, I think we Eat to Extinction the Gingerbrute. We get to Surveil. This is going to be a really tight game. I think we need something more impactful than that. But that's not helpful. Well, I guess we can Woestrider. which will get us the goat and a bigger creature to block with. We'll be able to swing for 4 if we want to. Yeah, there's no way they get... watch them come out with 2 hasty creatures somehow. I'm going to be very upset if that happens, but I think this pretty much means they're dead. Yeah, I should have this in the bag. This game was definitely a lot closer than the other ones. We didn't really get to use NIXILIS that much in it, but yeah, Defiler of Instinct. I don't think that wins us the game this turn, but next turn we should have it. Oh, they concede. Yeah, that was a pretty good game. It was a very close game, and those are often the most fun, at least to me. All right, that is it for this video. If you want to see more gameplay, hit that like button and leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys want to see. Do you want to see more Historic Brawl? If so, what commanders? If you enjoyed and want to actually try out this deck list, it'll be in the description down below. You can find it on Moxfield. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.